also have Corey Chapman, who is the president of the Illinois Farmers Market Association. He's going to be one of your speakers. And so we're going to go through an actual marketing session with you guys in detail. Okay. And we also have several people who run farmers markets who are going to be here as well. Claudette, the Seaway National Bank, is going to be here, and several others. Okay.
So it looks like we're pretty much out of time. I would encourage you to write down your questions. If you know you're going to have somebody coming in talking specifically about farmers markets, write your questions down and have them ready. This is a gift. You guys have been given a gift. You've got access to people that other people don't have access to. So bombard them with all of your questions. Get as much out of us as you can while you got us. It's important. Any last questions before we quit?
Can you just talk about, you won't have this projected on the screen?
We can project it on the
Can
screen.
you project on the screen
What do you want to see?
and just go right through one crop with the,
Is that too small?
you got the paper in front of you. You have the paper in front of you, it's the same thing. Look on your paper.
I wanted to try.
She's going to generally print.
It's okay. Go ahead. No, I want it. Now I want it bigger. All right, can you see that? Yes or no?
Everybody okay? Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Kamal just asked me to walk through a crop. So if you will see these, when I put these together, put them together the way it works in my mind. So I did all the carrots first. An entire season's worth of seeding dates for carrots, right? Entire season is here. When you get these crop plans, these spreadsheets, you can sort this information. So one thing I would encourage you to do is to sort the whole sheet by seeding date, right? And that'll put all the earliest dates first. So everything that needs to get seeded on March 31st is going to be in the first, section, right? And you can turn that then into your planning calendar, right? Your field Bible. You take that out and like, March 31st, here I go. I'm going to plant 5 beds of carrots and 3 beds of French breakfast radishes or whatever, right? It's all there. You don't have to do anything else but plan for it. Okay, so you got for each thing that's in here, you've got the variety that's suggested, and just a FYI on carrot varieties, they're expensive. You want to grow tasty carrots, pay more for good seed. This is how it is in the carrot world. It's not like that for every crop. You're going to pay for those seeds, and they will pay you back. The seeding date, and the seeding date doesn't mean you have, this is a Monday. This is a Monday. That's a Monday. Guess what? That's a Monday. All your, I start the week on a Monday. It means that you don't have to necessarily plant your Mokum carrots on March 31st, but you need to plant them that week, somewhere in that week. And you should track that. Whatever works best for you. You got some kind of book. Every time you plant something, put down the exact date they planted, because you might have missed this whole week, right? You might have missed this whole planting. Or you might have planted it 2 days later, and you want to know for the future. You want to know when you plant. This is your first expected harvest date. These are expected harvest dates. You notice the important word there? Expected harvest date. Right? So it's nature, and you got a lot of different factors coming in all different directions. So you might or might not be harvesting the week of May 19th, right? For all of these crops, because of that quantity at market issue I was talking about, this, really hard to get all the information on one page, but if you can look, you have the same thing in front of you, so you can look along. As you go across the top, you'll see final, so you have the first harvest, suggested harvest date, the final expected harvest date. They're 3 weeks, 2 weeks apart. 3 weeks apart. So 2 bags of carrots, I'm expecting you should be able to harvest over the course of 3 weeks. So 50 pounds, 50 pounds, and 50 pounds, or whatever. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because carrots are cool, they are your friend. You don't have to harvest them right when they're ready. Baby spinach, you gotta harvest it when it's baby spinach. Otherwise, it ain't gonna be baby spinach. So carrots, they kind of wait for you to be ready too. So you can milk this. You can get a lot out of it. All right. Then you've got a lot of information that's going to be helpful for you later. And if you don't know what to do with it now, don't worry about it. No worries. The total expected harvest for the seed doesn't come out all that great on here, but that's okay. Total expected harvest in pounds for this one seeding on March 31st of carrots, 150 pounds is your total between 2 bags. Right? That's useful for you to know what to expect. You've got how many pounds to expect per foot of row space? A pound per foot. How many pounds to expect per bed harvest? How many days it takes for that variety of carrots to be ready. And that's minimum, right? So 48 got to be like perfect conditions. It's going to be longer than that usually. But you got to know these things when you're planning. There's information for how to plant in here. So how many rows do you get in each bed? Three rows per bed. So other things it's going to change. We got this in here. Chard, for instance, down here. It's only 2 rows per bed.
Row is 2 feet wide.
A bed is 2 foot wide, right? And so spin specifications are to plant your row right on the freaking edge of the bed, so that carrots, for instance, would be planted. The rows would be 1 foot apart.
Yeah, so row is 2 feet and bed is.
No.
The bed.
The bed is 2 feet wide. So literally, here's the bed.
Okay,
Right,
so
here's
what's
the bed.
the
And then your rows in that bed are
Oh.
1 row, 1 row, and 1 row.
So we got 3
3 rows. 3 rows.
And 2 feet.
Or 2 feet. I suggest moving those in from the edge of the bed. I would never plant a row right on the edge of the bed. That's just dumb. You're going to walk all over your carrots. So, and all these things have a little bit of flex, so you can plant your rows 10 inches apart instead of 12 inches apart if they fit. How many space? How much space between plants in the row of carrots? You want an inch of space between carrots. We'll get all that stuff later. Just so you know what's here, then we have suggested prices per bunch at market, right? So your bunch size is a pound. 1 pound of carrots. Suggested price $3 to $4 a market. I'm pretty sure I ran these numbers based on the low price. So your numbers could increase. So expected income per bed, expected income for this seeding on March 31st of 2 bags of carrots. Right, so all this making sense as we go through? And then here's, for you, most important, because anybody planning on planting this season? All right, you're going to need this. So we're going to get this in your hand as soon as possible, because you're going to need this. And you can use the cropland base that you got there if you want to be thinking about. See, don't purchase anything until you decided on the cropland, right? Because if you purchase seeds now, Almost everything in here is going to be from Johnny, a couple exceptions. And then there's always notes, and we will talk about that stuff later. There's some specific things to talk about. Yeah.
What does the segment mean?
We will talk about that later. It's important, but for your getting ready purposes, not important.
Okay, some of us are asking, this is Prop Plan A. Where's Prop Plan B, C, and D? Are we going to get that?
You're going to get them electronically.
Yes. In your email.
Notes, you roll cover for a second.
There's going to be, for some props, there will be notes to follow. They'll be all good information. In this case, need road cover. It's kind of a question mark. Need road cover? Because radishes, looking for radishes, are really prone to flea beetles. Flea beetles love radishes, and depending on where you are, if the flea beetles have found your place, you won't grow radishes without covering them. If you can do it, don't use row cover, like but you may need it. No, row cover is, we'll talk about that later. It's something we'll probably want to add on here.
Are these suggested prices for lunch? Are they higher? You can buy a bunch of carrots for $1, but you're having $3 or $4.
Well, you're welcome to sell your carrots for $1 a pound.
I mean, in the store, I'm just.
That's why you're going to go to the Oak Park Farmers Market in Chicago. That's why you're going to go there, because they will pay you what it takes to grow this stuff at a small scale. It costs you more than $1 a pound to grow this stuff at a small scale.
I know it always costs more. Then I was in the store. Right.
That's true.
But I just want to know if the prices silly.
They are hugely elevated from what people are used to.
We got one more question over here.
Okay, while we're closing up, I'll get that last question in, and this is it? Yes.
Okay, well, I understand all the money part over here. I'm a beginning farmer person, so I need to understand the difference between the first and the final harvest.
Okay, think about it this way. The earliest harvest you're going to get out of that seeding is that first expected date. Right? That's the earliest you're going to get in there. And you may not be able to get in there, then might not be ready. But that's when you should expect to be looking. Right? And you could harvest some of the material that day, or you could harvest all of it. In which case, that date will be your first and your final harvest. Does that make sense? If you don't harvest it all, or if you can't harvest that date, then that last harvest date and everything in between, you'll also be harvesting.
So you didn't replant?
No. I can't wait to talk to you guys again.
Now you see why we needed an extra day. All right. Thank you, Tracy. And as you can see, there's so much work that's involved in this, and she has been so diligent in partnering with us on this project. I don't know if any of the projects actually reviewed this information in this detail. So we are just so pleased to have her.